It is the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show. Welcome. Coming up, Konrad has the Car Clinic. We'll have this week's auto news and more award-winning car talk. Howdy, along with King Konrad DeLong. We need more Jeff Seekin. I'm Don Armstrong. Mike Mars is out today. Sitting in, David Ainsley. He's here with us today, and we thank you so much for getting up and coming in and playing the game.
Glad to be here.
Yeah, it's good to have you here.
Do you think maybe you could explain why we do that, David? Can you explain that?
No.
To me? Oh.
Sure. I'd be more than happy to.
No.
Another day.
Oh, another day for that?
Another day.
Oh, I think that they all know the story, and they're really worried about me actually explaining the story about how David got the in the middle. And I will tell you later on when I have time to process all of it and make it happen the way that it really didn't happen. So
Make the
You need a
expand
G
on the
rather
story.
than X.
so the FCC and FAA and other authorities don't take us off the air
No,
permanently.
you have to worry about the FAA, don't you?
You know, yes, I do. So, you know, Jeff did the review of the Ford Focus Electric. And
Which is
speaking of
awesome
electrics
review.
and
Awesome.
Fords, we have with us now from the Ford Motor Company. His name is Dapo Adewusi. He's also a former wrestler in the WWE. With a name like that, I mean, you've got to
Wow, there
have
you
that,
go.
right? Dapo, it's good to see you, my friend.
Hey, good morning. How are you guys doing?
Well, we're doing very well, thank you. You are the engineer manager on the Ford F-150 Lightning. You ain't got nothing going on these days, do you?
Oh, no. Yeah, I'm the vehicle engineering manager.
Yeah.
I've been at Ford for 22 years, 22 fun years.
Yeah, well, and there's no doubt about that, and especially that you're on the cutting edge of what Ford has already said is going to be the future of the brand, electric. And so we wanted to talk to you today about the F-150 Lightning. Have you started making them yet?
Oh, yeah. We're already in the process of shipping out trucks to the customer.
Okay, and so are they being delivered at the dealership as we speak?
Mm-hmm.
They're in process of being on their way to dealerships.
Very nice, very nice. And how many F-150 Lightnings are you going to make this year? The goal?
Well, we've announced that we're by next year we'll be up to 150,000 units.
And I know that all of them are sold out probably for the next decade. That's good.
Lots of hand raisers.
Yeah, so
for the car.
there's the pressure's on you, sir, to make sure that you get all 150,000 plus built. Are they? Where are they being built?
They've been built in Dearborn. We have a new plant we created in Dearborn next door to where we build the gas F-150, where they're being built.
I got you. Okay.
It's right next to the Rouge plant, isn't it?
Right next to the Rouge plant.
Very nice.
It's yeah.
Yeah. So let's talk a little bit about the F-150 Lightning. And is it built on the same platform as the internal combustion engine platform?
I mean, the similarities start with, let's say, I call it the greenhouse, right? So the doors are similar, right? The roof is similar. There's some similarities in the interior, but the IP is all different. The front end is all different because we don't have an engine, right? We have this mega front that carries up to 400 pounds, 400 liters. The box outer is different, but the interior is the same, right? So the box inner is the same, so you can use the accessories that you have today. But the underpinnings, right, is not like the gas truck because you have a battery you have to package there. You have motors that you have to package.
Right.
The frame is unique, so we can accommodate those parts. So it's not exactly the same.
Gotcha. Yeah, but rolling down the street, it would be hard, well, not too hard to find out that it's an electric vehicle, but it would definitely be an F-150 in everybody's mind.
Yeah, I mean, the DNA is F-150, and you'll see that, but you also notice, like, distinct design cues, right?
Right.
There's no grill with openings in the front. The tailgate or back end is different. You will see that differentiation. The wheels are different. So they're distinct design cues that tell you it's a Lightning. The light bar in the front, right?
Still an aluminum body.
Still an aluminum body.
It's smart.
Yeah, very good.
Kinda
Where
keeps the weight
down.
where's the battery placement on this particular vehicle?
So if you picture, let's say you can picture removing the top of the truck, the battery is smack in the middle below, right? So with that location of the battery, it adds to the low center of gravity, the great driving dynamics we get, right? So it's low centered.
The balance of the truck's going to be sweet with all of that weight down low in the chassis.
Now, is this a 4-wheel drive vehicle?
It's all-wheel drive, with the motors in front and rear. Yeah.
Gotcha. So it's got. Is it just 2 motors, one front, one rear?
Two motors, identical motors in the front and the rear. Yes.
Very nice.
Have you driven one?
Oh yeah, having it for months before to make sure it meets all our built for tough standards, right, through the whole development process.
So with the first flush of vehicles being delivered to dealerships within that group of vehicles, will there be dealer demos in there? And how do you guys manage the dealers keeping the demos as opposed to selling them?
Well, I can't speak to the details of what the dealer's doing, but there have been demos going on for a while to reservation holders. But to the specifics of what dealers are doing, I can't answer that.
Right. Okay. Well, I would imagine that if I were a dealer, yes, the money would be there to sell that, but I would want to keep it so I could sell orders of the vehicle. You want to take a drive in it? Let's go for a ride in it. I think that once you take a ride in it,
you got to think the dealer wants the demo for himself as well to try.
It's kind of the opposite of a lost leader.
Oh,
you
very much
keep
so.
it rather than selling it.
Yeah, exactly. At least right now. So, as far as capability is concerned, it is a truck, and all pickup trucks, that's kind of what they're made for, is actually loading and hauling and towing. So how does that compare with the gasoline version of the F-150?
I mean, when we set forward, we knew that this needed to be a truck, right? It's a truck from the first. So the truck can haul up to 2,235 pounds.
That's a lot.
It can tow up to 10,000 pounds, right?
Oh, yeah.
So if you compare that to the F-150 family, right, you have gas variants that go all the way to 14,000 and lower. So it's smack in the middle. And we do know that majority of our customers, they actually tow 10,000 pounds or less. So it's a lot of capability. It's a lot of it's built for tough. It's gone through the same rigorous tests we do on the gas F-150, so it meets the same standards, right? So we actually even I personally went out to Arizona, Davis Dam, where we drove up 6 to 7% grades. It was about 118, 120 degree weather. We did that multiple days.
That's the rye grade on up to Payson, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, the Davis Dam, around Laughlin, you come up from
Right.
Laughlin and go all the way up like about 10 miles or so, right? And we even went out to Colorado and drove the TFL ice gauntlet, they call it, on I-70. Supposedly like the toughest stretch for towing trucks. We drove all the way from Denver.
Oh, up to the Eisenhower Pass, yeah.
Yeah, which was it was actually very cold that day. It was below zero, but the truck
wow.
was great too. So we've done all kinds of tests like that to ensure that 2,000 pounds, that 10,000 pounds is very capable.
Validating its capabilities.
Without a load or towing anything, what is the range of a charge?
So for the three variants, right? So for the standard battery, the range is 230, right? Then we have the Lariat with the extended range battery, that's 320. Then the Platinum, the top of the line, gets 300.
Okay, which is right in range of what a gas-powered vehicle is going to go on a tank of fuel. That 250 to 320 range is not uncommon for a gas-powered vehicle's fuel tank.
Mm-hmm. Now, let's also make everybody aware of the fact that you're not doing away with the gasoline-powered F-150, at least not at this point.
We're still selling gasoline F-150s. That's correct.
The number one selling truck forever.
Yeah, forever.
Or number one selling
for 45
vehicle.
years. It's been king of the hill.
Yeah, some states have state birds and state this and state flowers. We got state trucks.
Well, we
Texas.
definitely
Welcome
do
to
here
Texas.
in Texas. As far as, the availability of the truck, obviously everybody is chomping at the bit to get an F-150 Lightning.
Mm-hmm.
And do you have any plans to maybe perhaps bump it up to a 3/4 ton capability?
Can't really talk about future plans.
No, that's why we ask. Hoping you'd slip a little bit. So with that, the content level of the first 2,000 vehicles you're building, are they going to be high content vehicles, low content vehicles or a range of various contents?
I mean, it's not specific to one. It's all the way from the Pro to Platinum. So we're selling every variant. That we
Okay,
built, right?
okay. Yeah, because I know a lot of times as new vehicles are released by various manufacturers, they sell generally the highest content vehicle they build. And it's good to see Ford's going to sell the range of Lightnings from the power plant or the power packs as well as the content level. So
Right.
you said the Pro, so you are building a work truck version of this, I'm assuming.
Yeah, that's the entry level, which is right below $40,000. $1,000. That's for the commercial user. Yes.
Now, will it also have the capability that the gasoline, or at least the option that the gasoline motor has, and that is to have a charging station within the truck, and you can run all the tools and maybe some components of the house?
Oh yeah, it's going to have the intelligent backup system. It's going to have the profile on board, which is what you're referring to. That has the outlets in the front, outlets in the bed. Yeah, all that capability is there and more.
How difficult was it managing the engineering aspect of building basically a new from the ground up vehicle? I mean, you basically started with a clean slate. You know what the cab was kind of going to look like. You already had the interior made for you. How was it engineering the rest of it, though? Because, as you said, it does have a frame unto itself.
Yeah, so lots of challenges, right? I mean, for example, like all the stuff I've mentioned about Davis Dam and Eisenhower, right? Early on, we learned that our initial engine specifications or certain components within the engine needed to be upgraded, right? So we had to fix that, right? And in the end, it was robust. And also the challenges were, how do you package the battery to hit the range target, right? And also get this motor, get a full-size spare tire, and get a suspension that gets the structure right as good as it does, right? So the challenge is to package that. And when you do see that, you'll be amazed how we put all that in there. So that took a lot of engineering work, tweaking, like how do we meet the front volume? How do we get the full-size tire to fit in the rear? And still have the battery. So we have a independent rear suspension, right, in the rear that meets all that. You see the nice beefy control arms that meets the capability. So those were the challenges, but in the end, we delivered the truck that the customer wanted.
So what if you were to say, okay, the top two items that were most difficult to overcome, what would they be?
Top two. I mean, I wouldn't say top two. I mean, for example, the frunk, right, to ensure that we maintain that volume of the huge mega frunk, right? So, and packaging the motors under, right? There was a lot of challenge there, but obviously in the end, we delivered the frunk, right? And then what I just mentioned, like all the underpinnings that you don't really see, but packaging everything under that truck and still maintaining that the interior volume that you've loved on the current gas F-150. That was also a challenge.
You had the three levels with the platinums and so on. What is the MSRP on those three?
So the Pro starts from slightly below 40,000, and then the Platinum tops up around 90.
Yeah.
So the Lariat is probably 70 to 80.
And then how does it weigh? What's its weight compared to the ice-powered F-150?
So the range of weight from the lightest variant is about 6,100 pounds all the way to close to 7,000 pounds.
Okay.
And then the battery, so it's probably roughly about 1,000 or so pounds heavier.
So the level of battery pack determines some of the final weight of the vehicle.
I want to go back to the engineering aspect of this. How many meetings do you know of that you guys had in engineering a new vehicle from the ground up? Was it 1, 2, 3 a day? How did that start?
Oh my goodness, it's all day, right? I mean, just to get to the point of shipping the trucks out, right? There are issues the team has to meet on daily, right? Even earlier in the design phase, right? There were clinics that were run that we had to be present at to understand what the customer wants, and also through all the development phases. So lots of meetings, not just one meeting, several meetings.
So when you have these meetings, is it kind of like divided up where you've got the suspension guys over here, the frame guys over here, the body guys over here, or do you all get together at the same time?
it's a collaborative effort to deliver the truck, right? You might have teams that they get, let's say, hey guys, go fix this issue. They go off and tinker around and think about what it takes to deliver it, and come back and talk as a team. In the end, it's a team effort to fix all the issues that we've had.
Is there I'll ask this. I know what the answer is going to be, and you're not going to be able to talk about it. Is there a Raptor version?
Like you answered your own question.
I know, but I still have to ask.
I have a question. Is there going to be a Woodward Dream Cruise this year?
There is one every year.
Okay, making sure. Because we're trying to make a plan to travel up there to participate.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, and be hosted in the Ford booth.
Yes.
You know, we're gonna
Talking
go.
about the F-150 Lightning Raptor.
And get a plant tour, and then be able to.
He's trying to pull the info.
We'll get that when we do the plant tour.
Yeah, we're real excited about the F-150 Lightning. That is for you guys to pretty much be first to market with this volume of a truck and such a strong following of customers that are truly F-150 devotees. That's part of why you guys are going to be selling 150,000 of them a year and have a waiting list of people in excess of 200,000 for the first year of production.
Yeah. Well, Dapo, it's always a pleasure to talk to you. You're a delight to talk to, and a wealth of information, kind of.
No, thank you for having me, right? We're very excited to get this product out there. We know, as you said, people are going to love it, right? We appreciated the impression the media's had over the truck. Like, we just had the media drive last week. So a lot of excitement.
Yeah.
On the product.
Well, and I know that you're going to get kudos from Mike Levine, because I know that you know who I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah. I know Mike very well.
Yes,
and Texas is truck country. We can't wait to start seeing
We
it.
know him very well as also. So anyway, thanks again. Give Mike our regards and best of luck to you. And let's stay in touch. And we're going to check back with you here in a few months and see how things are going.
No problem.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Dapo Adewusi, engineer manager on the Ford F-150.
What a great job that's got to be.
What
incredible.
a delight to talk to him, always. And, you know, the guy, you could just tell he's one of those engineer guys that he knows his stuff big time.
Well, he's also got a lot of pressure on him, too, because, you know, you're talking about the body guys, the chassis guys, the suspension guys, the powertrain guys. All of those are funneling information to him.
And he's the one that has to make the decision.
Right.
That doesn't work. Let's go back and do that again.
Well, and listening to him, I think there's some joint decision-making going on. But, you know, there's still somebody that's the final signer.
I just think that is so cool. Wouldn't you like to be the fly on the wall in the development of a car, a new vehicle?
I'd like to have his job.
Going forward? Well, I know we don't have the 22 years at Ford that he does.
Right.
And, you know, from my experience with going to these different manufacturers and actually manufacturing facilities, there's a different culture at each one.
Oh, very much so.
And, you know, Ford's got theirs. Stellantis, Chrysler has theirs.
GM has theirs.
And as you're well aware of.
But it's
stiff and smoky.
Also, back in the day when I was working in a factory, it's a different mindset altogether. It's a different culture.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely opposite of what was before.
Well, and not only that, but we're talking with the engineering guy here. That's a different mindset from the manufacturing aspect.
Guys, right. You know, and then on top of it is he's the engineer of a car that's highly desirable. Can you imagine being the engineer of the Pontiac Aztek? Oh my gosh.
But also he works with the manufacturers.
Shoot me.
They are in part manufacturers. So that's why I said it's a different mindset.
Yeah, they have a lot of the manufacturers.
They have to.
There has to be, like you talked about, body, chassis, powertrain. Mm-hmm. There's also a manufacturing and a serviceability engineer that's there talking about
the one thing that you're leaving out, sales and marketing, because I guarantee you that they've had some input in that too.
They drive the bus. I learned that at General Motors.
Yeah. How could you not like it?
Yeah. All right. Well, that's that segment. Let's move on now. Conrad's Car Clinic. What are you going to talk about today?
Well, you know, with $4 a gallon gas, I paid $4.29 Thursday in Beaumont for fuel.
How much?
$4.29.
Oh my God! Well, of all the places, that's where they make gasoline.
What are you doing in Beaumont? Would you get?
I'm in Beaumont.
Did you lose a bet?
Yeah. No, we lost a guy. He retired.
Oh.
Back in October. So what can you do to improve the fuel economy?
Mars might be looking for a job. You know, hit him up.
What can you do to improve the fuel economy of your vehicle? There's a number of relatively simple things you can do. You know, first thing is keep your tires inflated.
There you go.
You know, check the inflation of your tires regularly.
What is regularly?
I would say at least once a month, if not once a week.
I
Who
would say
does
do a
that?
walk around
Seriously,
when you fill up.
who does that?
Well, one of the easy things, and I do this with some regularity, easily once a month, if not every other week, is I get my tires checked at Discount Tire.
Yeah, it's
You
free-
drive
it's a
in,
free service, yeah.
they'll check your tires for you for free. Takes maybe 5 minutes, and off you go.
Or just a
Especially because
visual.
I'm carrying so much stuff in
Yeah.
the vehicle, I don't want to have a tire issue.
When you're gassing up, when you're filling
Right.
up, do a walk around.
So properly inflated tires can give you about 0.2 of a mile per gallon.
2/10? That much?
Mhm.
Really?
Yeah, which kind of surprised me, but not really, because you got to think as the tires deflated, its circumference is smaller, so it has to rotate more times to go the same distance than when the tire is properly inflated. So, you know, upgrade your motor oil. Make sure you're using the motor oil that's spec'd for the vehicle. Don't use cheap motor oil. There's a reason it's cheap. And within those motor oils, from the factory oil has a certain level of friction modifier in it. You can also get some friction reducing additives to help improve the fuel economy, and that can add another 1/10, maybe 0.2 of a mile per gallon by using motor oil that's got the right friction additives in it. Get regular tune-ups. Now, I say tune-ups. There really isn't any tune-up, so to speak, in a car today as it used to be. It's really going to make sure that you're keeping a clean air cleaner in it, air filter in it, and fresh spark plugs in it, as well as the tune-up piece of it that I see is keeping the engine and injectors from filling with carbon.
All right, let me ask you this then. Let me interject here. I got a 21-year-old car sitting out there. Does that car need spark plugs
I would
at
think
20,000 miles?
no, probably not. It may because of age, but that LS motor is about 90,000 miles for a set of spark plugs.
Thank you.
So it doesn't need plugs at
Good.
this point.
Good.
But it should have a fuel additive put it in the tank on a regular interval.
Well, I think that you need to supply me with some.
I think I have in the past.
Or
You
if
have.
you
you
change the plugs, you can get in the 12s, maybe even the 11s.
Well, no, you just need a different driver.
Oh, okay.
Somebody who's willing to launch it hard because they're not afraid to break Don's car.
That and a supercharger that breaks springs and swallows valves.
It's to loosen up behind
Yeah.
the wheel.
That's right.
But again, keeping the vehicle running correctly. If a check engine light comes on, go get it checked. Go figure out why that check engine light is, because a lot of times those check engine lights, if they're having an impact on the drivability of the vehicle. Also, you want to make sure that you're replacing the air filter on a regular interval. Old clogged up air filters definitely have an impact on your fuel economy. And then using a high quality fuel tank additive to keep the injectors spraying correctly. You want that injector to spray a nice fine mist. You don't want the injector to spray big droplets of fuel, kind of like your shower head. When your shower head gets old, it gets crusty, and that crusty causes it to spray bad. Well, you want to make sure it sprays correctly. Talking about old and crusty, here's Don. Plan ahead. Do multiple errands when you're going out. Don't just go out and get eggs, and then another hour later you're going to get
Ice for the
gas.
beer.
Right. Put all of your errands together at one time. Kind of plan ahead your trips. Use the Fast Pass on toll roads. It's a balance for how much the toll costs for how much you're going to spend in fuel, but at over $4 a gallon in fuel, that toll pass can save you some money. And then finally, accelerate smoothly and lightly with moderate throttle as opposed to wide open throttle. And honestly, I still get on it, trying to get up to speed. But when I'm on the highway, I just use my cruise control.
Yeah, at 90.
I just use my cruise
At
control.
90.
But still, I just use my cruise control to up and down my speed
I got it.
because it accelerates softer than with me in the foot.
Thank you.
You can do all of those things to help improve your fuel economy and maybe get a couple of miles to a gallon more.
And on your way to the dealership for your recalls, Hyundai Motor America is recalling up to 215,000 Sonata midsize sedans from 2013 and 14 model years and replace a low-pressure fuel hose because of an issue increasing likelihood of a
Thermal event.
The new recall applies to Sonatas produced from November 12th through February 14th. How would you know that on your car?
Because it's not a fire, it's a thermal event.
No. How would you know if your car was produced between 2012 and February of 2014?
Go to safercar.gov,
Yeah.
enter your VIN, and it'll tell you whether or not your car is involved in the recall.
According to NHTSA document, dealers will replace the low-pressure fuel hose for affected vehicles that did not receive a replacement during the initial recall. Mercedes-Benz recalling 290,000 U.S. vehicles for a defect that might reduce brake performance or cause brake failure, increasing the risk of a crash. Recall covers ML class, GL class, and R class vehicles, including some diesel and hybrid electric models from 2006 to 2012.
Wow.
Mercedes has issued a stop drive notice for the affected vehicles.
Wow.
So
That's
if you have one of those, you bring it to the Mercedes dealership.
No,
you have
no.
it towed to the
I'm
Mercedes
just going to
dealership
have it towed.
and ask them for a rent car.
To fix the issue, dealers will inspect the brake booster housing for corrosion and might have those parts replaced as necessary.
If they're available.
Yeah. And Tesla is recalling 130,000 electric vehicles in the U.S. because the infotainment central processing unit may overheat during fast charging, causing the center display to lag or appear blank. The recall covers Model S and X vehicles and 22 Model 3 and Model Y vehicles operating with certain firmware releases. So they do that through the
Internet on your car
Yeah.
without you knowing.
The cloudy.
Exactly. All right, time now for a quick break. You're on the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show. Thanks for joining us. Back after a flash. Father's Day weekend, Saturday, June 18th, 2022. It's the next Tailpipes and Tacos Cruise In, and you're invited. Tailpipes and Tacos Father's Day edition will be at the same Loopy Tortilla in Katy, 8 to 11 a.m. on Saturday, June 18th. It's the only place cruisers compete for trophies and other prizes. Enter your vehicle for Best Hot Rod, Best Classic, and Best Modern Classic. Tailpipes and Tacos is Houston's coolest cruise in and is your opportunity to see the best hot rods, show cars, classics, and resto mods, and get Loopy Tortilla breakfast tacos and adult beverages. There's no entry fee, and cars will automatically compete for custom Loopy trophies and other prizes. It all happens at the Loopy Tortilla Tex-Mex in Katy on the Grand Parkway at Kingsland Boulevard, just south of I-10. Kick off summer with Tailpipes and Tacos Father's Day edition, Saturday, June 18th. The In Real Time Car Talk Show will be there too. Celebrate Father's Day, the start of summer, and the return of Tailpipes and Tacos. Saturday morning, June 18th, 8 to 11. We'll see you then, weather permitting. Want to take a minute to tell you about Gulf Coast Auto Shield, a Houston detail company like no other. Gulf Coast Auto Shield offers paint correction services that'll give your car, truck, or SUV a like-new shine. Afterwards, you'll want to protect it with a professionally installed nano-ceramic coating or protection film. Worried about your very expensive windshield getting damaged, broken, or cracked? Let Gulf Coast Auto Shield install ExoShield, a windshield protection film. Give John Gray a call today or check out their website, gcautoshield.com. Hey, whether you own a new, ultra-expensive, exotic, or a 5-year-old Suburban, Gulf Coast Auto Shield will help keep your investment looking like the day it rolled off the assembly line. Gulf Coast Auto Shield is conveniently located on the South Sam Houston Parkway, just south of I-69, the Southwest Freeway. Meet the staff and check out all of their services online right now at gcautoshield.com. The In Wheel Time Car Talk Show is now part of the iHeart family. Now you'll have access to 24/7 Car Talk anytime you need a fix. Just download the iHeart Radio app and ask for In Wheel Time Car Talk, and there we are. Be sure to save us in your iHeart library for instant access. No matter where you are, you have the best Car Talk Show right on your PC, laptop, or mobile device and never have to worry about finding us again. Of course, you can always get access to our video and audio streams via InWheelTime.com and your favorite podcast channel, and all of this is free to you. From the iHeart Radio app, you'll not only hear our Saturday morning live show, but the best shows of the past, updated weekly. Never miss a minute of up-to-date new car reviews, pre-owned reviews, Conrad's Car Clinic, informative interviews, automotive news, and the most fun car talk show on the planet. Just download the iHeart Radio app, search for In Real Time Car Talk, save it to your library, and with a tap of the icon, you'll be in touch with your favorite Car Talk team. In Real Time Car Talk, streaming now on iHeart.com/InRealTimeCarTalk.